Welcome everyone! Before we embark on another action-packed episode of Plummet, we have a little news for you all. Not only have we got some great merch available through our Teespring store and another dice giveaway on the horizon, but we can also announce that we will once again grace the hallowed halls of Dragonmeet for our third consecutive year. Nikolai will be trying out his newest concept, which he has named the Halls of Chaos, throughout the afternoon for con attendees, and we will be running a special collaboration episode in the evening with other members from this year's podcast zone. So come see us in London on November 30th. And now, back to your regularly scheduled adventure. Prepare to plummet.
Penance RPG and its affiliate sponsor, D&Dice, makers of dice for all types of heroes, proudly presents Plummet, Falling in the Dark, a Penance RPG adaptation. This barge tale, as is customary in these parts, may contain strong adult themes, cursing, and high adventure. For now, time turns, the path is open. Let the story commence.
Good evening and welcome to episode 37 of Plummet. Who are you? What are you? And to celebrate Clergy Appreciation Day, who is your favourite clergyman? Starting, Amy.
Oh god. Hello, I'm Amy and I play Frankie, our human disciple. My favourite clergyman, it would have to be Father Ted.
That's fine. Any particular reason or just...
Well, I would go for Father Ted, but I can't remember what the drunk father is always called.
Father Jack.
Father
Drunk
Jack.
Father Jack. I'm Father Jack. Because he's just the epitome of what father shouldn't be, father shouldn't do.
More water.
Fuck the tea!
Okay. Next we have Belry.
Hello, dearies. It's me, Mrs. Buttersworth. I don't really know any clergy members. Priestess Amelia from Bloodborne? I don't know. Does that count as clergy?
Probably the closest you're ever going to get, yes?
Father Gascoigne? I feel like this is a poorly thought out question for the demographic that we are.
AJ?
Hey, it's me, AJ. I'm playing Professor Sinister. I don't know. When you first asked the question, I was like, oh, I'll say like a real priest that I know. Then I couldn't remember the guy's name, so it's been a while. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like a funny example from like a movie. Do you guys remember that movie Kingdom of Heaven with Orlando Bloom in it? And there's that one guy who's like the head of the Christian church in Jerusalem, and then when like they're about to be invaded, he's like, "Everybody convert. We can repent later." I don't know. I thought that was funny.
We roll hysterically onto Leonida.
Yes, Leonida here, playing Stunin. Still alive and kicking. I was also going for a real priest, but then I sort of couldn't remember his name either, so... And then I remembered Cardinal Ignatius Glick from the movie Dogma. That's
yeah.
my favorite clergyman. All-time high.
Yep. Okay.
Buddy Christ.
Yep.
Buddy Christ.
Buddy.
Doesn't he
Does that...
pop?
So, moving on from that. No Squid this week because I think he's got work, something on this week. And no Ash because she's also just started a new job and is kind of busy tonight. So, none of them tonight. We have to turn to Dragon and ask what happened last week. So, open the storybook, please.
Following their encounter with the rats in the sewers, the party returned to the inn to rest their weary bones, and were met by a messenger bearing a letter from the chief artificer. It seems that someone had been smuggling infernal goods into the city, and their only known whereabouts was the infamous Splintered Leg Inn, located on the riverside in one of the poorer districts of Nerrick Hall. Begrudgingly, the party agree to investigate, and as they arrive, they are greeted by the sight of an elderly couple arguing outside about cake. Assuming the best method of investigation was to only interview anyone they deemed openly suspicious, Stu and Caris walked briskly past this pair and ventured into the bar. Unfortunately, the liquor sold in such a place did not agree with Stu, causing her to double over and spew her entire stomach contents forth, all over the floor. As if by cue, Frankie entered the bar, alongside the elderly couple that had been loudly arguing outside. One of whom, an elderly woman by the name of Mrs. Butterworth, announced that she was in dire need of flour to make her nephew a cake. Following several curses and threats from the bleary-eyed Stu towards the barman, who in turn brought out his huge ogre bodyguard, a somewhat unstable truce was called, and Stu instead focused on recruiting the dear old woman into the party. As Frankie rolled his eyes, questioning Stu's logic in recruiting such a person to their group, the elderly man decided to intervene, informing Frankie that he should focus on the hate and fight Stu instead of attempting reason. As another short yet confusing discussion absorbed their attention, the elderly man, who insisted his name was Professor Sinister, also joined the party. Deciding it was time to actually start pressing the issue that had brought them here, Caris announced loudly to all within earshot that they were looking for smugglers, and the rabble in the corner of the tavern noticeably pricked up their ears, pushing a young elf out to negotiate an offer. After a somewhat confusing trade deal for fir trees instead of phylacteries was made, a price was agreed upon and the pirates demanded to see some coin, which the party produced willingly, and the pirates, being pirates, inquired if that included insurance cover, before the perplexed party watched the young elf sprint from their chair, grab the gold and hightail out the door. Angered by this, Stu stepped forward, drawing her sword. Unfortunately, the pirates again took full advantage, lifting the sword straight out of her ill-prepared hand and remarking how nice it was, while steam began pouring from the enraged Stu. A fight broke out, because of course it did, and while whispers followed the money out the door, another of the party lost a leg. This time, the leg belonged to poor Caris, who dragged his bleeding body behind some cover as the fight continued, with fireballs from Frankie setting the place on fire, and Mrs. Butterworth beating up several pirates with her rolling pin. The carnage continued for quite some time, with Stu somehow managing to slice off her own arm, Mrs. Butterworth dragging a pirate outside by his ear, and the professor sitting back and watching, attempting to order wine from the stubborn barman. But, alas, all things must conclude at some point, and on this occasion, the entire inn had somehow caught ablaze, leading to the party all escaping through the dramatic use of a broken window. As far as sitting in an alley watching a tavern burn down goes, the party are far too experienced to just wait around. They had a trail to follow and a whispers to find. Following her trail through the deserted stalls and streets behind the inn brought them to surprise a middle-aged man who seemed to just be walking through the streets at night. After the typical interrogation you'd expect from several slightly singed adventurers looking for a pirate captain, the man wasn't intimidated at all, instead growing more and more concerned for the burning building behind them. After the man had run screaming towards the fire to assist as best he could, the party decided they weren't giving up, somehow finding a trail that eventually brought them to an old warehouse on the docks, where they discovered a figure trying to open a portal. Deciding this must be the man they were after, Frankie charged at the man, who sidestepped at the last second, sending Frankie hurtling into the green swirling mass behind him. Shocked by what they had just witnessed, but determined they were going to apprehend this miscreant, Stu attempted a tackle and tragically suffered the same fate as Frankie. As the rest of the party bickered over what best to do about this man, a voice in the darkness informed them they might want to follow their friends before they are lost forever. And, begrudgingly, they indeed follow Stu and Frankie through the swirling green portal.
And lo, the story continues. So, at the end of last week, you all went through this portal. We'll assume, since they aren't here, that Whispers and Karis have decided not to go through the portal and instead have disappeared off somewhere else. So, the rest of you all find yourself in this sort of small lobby-looking room, and there's a strong smell of sulphur in the air. And as you just land on the ground in a heap, the portal closes behind you. What do you do?
Is there a front desk with a secretarial-looking demon?
There is no front desk, but there is a slightly charred-looking door at the end of the lobby.
Oh.
I was looking forward for ringing a bell, but yeah, if there's no front desk, should we maybe check for demonology, taking all that sulfur smell? Someone is good at that, perhaps?
I have a +1 in demonology, so I will give that a go.
Okay.
I know a great many things about demons.
It's very, very, very demonic here.
Yes, good. We're near to the Home Office.
Oh. Which home office would that be then, Professor Sinister?
Oh, you know.
No?
No.
I think Stu would like some enlightenment.
Yes, please.
I'm sure you'll find out one of these days.
Okay.
Stu, can we leave now?
I think we should probably head over to that door then.
Yeah, so, like a sort of end room you're in, there's like nowhere really to go apart from through the door.
I would like to go up to the door and listen to see if I hear anything on the other side.
When you listen to the door, you hear the sound of groaning, as in like someone in pain.
Okay, guys, there's somebody probably in pain on the other side of this door.
Maybe they stubbed their toe.
Yeah, it's probably not that kind of pain. It's more of a prolonged groaning, I think. So maybe they stubbed
IBS
two
then.
toes. Yeah.
Do you want to knock first?
Maybe we
Or
should
even try the handle?
sneak peek. Yeah, sneak peek and see if the handle is open, perhaps.
Yep, you turn the handle, the door opens easily. As soon as you open the door, a very strong, warm wind pushes into you. It's very, very warm inside.
Wow, it's like a furnace.
Yeah, although I do quite enjoy a bit of heat. So what do we see in this room?
You open the door, and in front of you is a set of stairs leading up, and as it gets to a sort of middle landing, it seems to spread out to a sort of vast room. As you climb the stairs and look around, you see in front of you there's like a sort of balcony above you, and all around the edge of the room seem to be humans and elves and dwarves in chains attached to the sides of each of the walls. And as you walk up the stairs, you hear the sound of McGillicuddy! Do you not care for your crew? Your payment is late.
Do you think
Shall
he's
we play
talking
dumb?
to us, guys?
Shall we play dumb?
Yes, I think we should. It sounds like maybe this McGillicuddy thingy is perhaps the captain.
Is
Yes.
McGillicuddy showing? It's my favorite play.
It's a
With
play.
that detective who always improvises his solutions.
Are you talking about Columbo?
No,
He's talking
McGillicuddy
about
just sounds
MacGyver.
like the name of like. McGillicuddy sounds like an 80s cop drama.
Okay. So, at this point, two very dark green specks of fire appear in the darkness above the balcony. And slowly this demon appears to lean forward and look down and goes, "Who are you?"
Hello, dearie.
I'm afraid we've gotten lost. We've
Yeah.
accidentally stumbled through a door, and now the doors are gone. Would you mind telling us how to get home?
Yes, I was looking for the market. I need to buy flour.
Who sent you?
Well, if you were paying attention, you would understand that nobody sent us. We've just found ourselves here. As I said, we stumbled through a door, and now the door's gone. We were hoping you could point us in the right direction.
Yes, towards the greengrocer, please.
Did he send you?
Who's he?
McGillicuddy.
I'm afraid we don't know who that is.
Oh, McGillicuddy's on where? I'd love to meet him.
The ship.
Well, he sounds lovely. Oh, he's a captain. Oh,
He's moving up in the force.
good for him.
They put him on the harbour watch by the sounds of things.
The demon now sort of recoils back into the dark, and you just see the sort of green eyes, and you just hear the sound of "Fetch them." And on either side of the room, you see these like skeletons slowly rise up out of the ground and start shambling towards you.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
yeah.
Doris. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Why don't you just be going to the other room?
Considering you died and all.
Is there another way out of this room?
To the left, right, and straight on, there are sort of archways, and if you run through the archways, you can see that there's definitely rooms after each of them, if you know what I mean. So, do you
yeah.
want to run the left, the right, or straight on?
What do you say, guys? Maybe head straight on to begin with?
I'd
should we
say
just-
run away.
Yeah, I'm thinking that as well, to begin with at least.
Shall we roll? Have a chance of 3.
I don't mind which way we go.
I have a good feeling about straight on. You know, a gut feeling, so.
Which way has the least corpses? Like shambling corpses.
They're kind of equal. I suppose straight on would mean you get both sides, so straight on's probably got the most.
Let's go left then.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
you run to the left. Immediately as soon as you run in, you notice there's lots of like green smoke around this room. And you notice that there are several like imps bouncing around. It's like a sort of massive cauldron, and rows upon rows of different coloured bottles that imps seem to be grabbing and pouring into the cauldron. What do you do?
I would like to pick up an imp and throw him into the cauldron.
Okay, roll to grab an imp.
Test the waters.
Yep, you grab an imp, you throw him, he goes, "No!" And a small purple fire shoots out from the cauldron.
Maybe stay out of the cauldron, guys.
Can we zip one behind us?
I think we could. I think we should go around and just splush it out towards the... Are the skeletons following us?
Skeletons are following you, yes. They're sort of shambling behind you as fast as skeletons can usually shamble.
Quite tough
yeah.
without tendons.
Yes, that's true. Should we just stand on the side and tip the cauldron against the skeletons?
Well,
idea.
I leave all the heavy lifting towards you young bucks.
I will supervise.
All right then.
God.
Just don't be on the wrong side of the cauldron, guys.
Nope, everybody to the opposite end.
Yes, and I will give it a nice, big, hefty kick
Okay.
in the right direction.
Roll to see how your kick gets on. You kick the cauldron, you leave a big dent in the side of it, but it doesn't move.
Okay, that was not good. Frankie, you mind helping me, and we can try to push it over instead?
Well, try. I'm not exactly the strongest, but I'll try.
Put your backs into it.
Why don't you help them, Mr. Sinister?
Yeah.
For the last time, woman, it's Professor Sinister.
Since you both rolled the exact same, I'll give you it. So you shunt the cauldron over, and this strange, brightly green liquid rolls along the floor, and it covers the entire floor up the way to where the skeletons are. And you hear a sort of hissing, burning, and you realise that it's melting through the floor.
Ooh.
Well, that's rather unexpected.
Really not, but yeah. At least now the skeleton won't get us.
So there's now a gigantic hole burning on the floor between you and the doorway. After about a minute or so, most of it seems to have fallen through, and you can see through that floor seems to be a complete plummet straight down to what looks like a sort of burning lake.
Finish your drinks.
Can I check the other cauldron?
The other bubbling one, yes. Roll.
Yes.
It looks like Tabasco sauce.
20.
Looks like Tabasco sauce.
It smells definitely different from this one. From sort of poking around in it with what you can, you realise that this one must be some sort of alkali.
Well, this one seems like an alkali, so that must be it's obviously the acid. A very effective acid, but...
Using my immense knowledge of baking,
Yes.
can I examine the bottles that the imps were throwing in and see if I can figure out any ingredients?
Yep. Roll.
Oh, don't go near it. It's got palm oil in it.
Whatever happened to good old lard?
Heart attacks, love. Heart attack.
You find
Who's got sweaty palms?
It seems to have a bottle of what looks like some sort of deionized water.
Somebody has took all the ions out of this water. It's useless now. Back in my day, we had newts in our water, and that's how we knew it was fresh and clean.
You say newts?
Is there anything else of interest here?
Yes,
in the room?
newts.
Okay, that's fine. So make sure I heard you right.
Like a canary in a coal mine.
It's a Terry Pratchett reference.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I was making sure I heard you right.
Okay.
So,
Oh
are
dear.
you doing anything with this cauldron?
I mean, I could use it to make a good stew, but it's a bit big. Can't really be taking it with me.
Are the skeletons able to cross the giant hole?
Two of them have just shambled and fallen off, and just stood where there should be floor and wasn't, and just tumbled down a very long sort of fall into the fire below.
Careful.
The rest just seem to be standing at the edge of the hole, looking at you, not sure how to get to you.
I think we should move on. I'm pretty sure they're going to figure it out. They don't look that dumb. At least they stopped.
It took me several years to figure out levitation. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah. How do you know if a skeleton looks dumb or not? They don't have any facial features.
It's the bone structure. Obviously.
All right.
It's to do with the size of the cranial ridge.
So is there anything else of interest in this room, except for the big cauldron?
There's a wall of different coloured vials.
Ooh, let's have a vial tossing competition on the skeletons and see what happens.
I like this idea.
Yes. So what
Who's
colors
got the good
are
arm?
they? Well, that would probably be a dex arm, right?
To throw things, yes, it'd be dex.
All right, yeah, well, I got a good dex arm. What colors are they in there?
They're any colour you like.
Cool. I'll take the yellow colored one.
And at the bottom there seems to be powders and similar. So there seems to be liquid ones, there's powders ones, and there's jars containing strange kind of gases. So all with any colour you want. What do you want to throw?
I want to throw a yellow liquid one at the skeletons.
You throw a yellow liquid one. He seems to get soaked in it. It smashes straight on him and shatters and covers him in this yellow liquid. Doesn't seem to be doing much. He's just covered in yellow liquid now.
Well, at least we can tell them apart.
Yes. Please, somebody throw a green at some of the other skeletons. Then we can give them names and have them as pet skeletons at a distance.
I'm not a necromancer. I want a pet skeleton.
Where is Ebony Darkness when you need him?
I'll
You got
throw
killed twice.
I'll
No.
throw a red one.
Okay. So roll to see how you get on throwing a red one. You throw a red one, it shatters all over one of the skeletons, who seems to be covered in small red insects that seem to be start devouring his bones. After a couple of seconds, he's just a pile of dust.
Oh, I like
Can I
that one. I'm gonna
actually-
pocket a few.
Yeah.
Can I actually examine one of them before throwing it?
Yep, what one do you want to examine?
There's one that's like Mountain Dew green.
Oof, okay.
Yeah.
What do you want
It's
to do?
like
Do you want to
alchemy.
look at it? Do you want to sniff it? Do you want to taste it? What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm not going to taste it. I'm just going to sort of give it a swirl and then sort of maybe sniff it.
Okay, it smells like rubber.
Okay. So some kind of full throttle.
Are you throwing it?
Yeah, why not?
You throw the stuff, it smashes and the skeleton gets coated. As it sort of moves around, it starts bouncing really high on having the stuff all over it.
Oh, it's flubber. Okay.
So there's one green skeleton that's sort of rubber banding around, there's one half-painted yellow skeleton, and there's 3 or 4 other skeletons that are just sort of standing there staring at you blankly.
Be prepared for 90 minutes of hijinks.
So, Mrs. Butterworth,
Oh, this
Maybe
man
take the,
reminds me of my days as a young girl. I want to take the one that is orange with pearlescent flakes that change between puce and vermilion.
Okay.
Seems we can have any colour we want.
And do what with it?
I'm not just throw it with wild abandon.
Okay.
Oh,
You
God.
throw
Duck.
the
Oh, God.
liquid, which is as you described. It shatters and an enormous, massive 8-tier high wedding cake appears.
Oh, lovely.
Anybody hungry?
That'll save me a trip to the market. Can I pocket one? If there's any more.
Yeah, there's one more. You can pocket it, yes.
I want to pocket another flubber one just in
Right.
case somebody, picks me up and throws me down like a bottomless shaft or something. I can just bounce around in it instead.
Okay, sure.
Vial of cake. If I take a slice of the cake, what flavour is it?
It's very, 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 very dense fruitcake.
Oh, that's the kind of cake an old lady would like.
Put some marzipan on that. You got a party going.
There's no wrong with marzipan, right? Marzipan's good.
oh, if you like it.
Yeah, I agree. That's why, chuck some on there.
It tastes like amaretto.
It does.
Nothing.
No.
No, thanks.
No.
I would then like to take one of the rainbow-colored bottles and
Okay.
throw it at the skeletons.
Okay, you throw the rainbow bottle at the skeletons. A massive rainbow-coloured bridge spans from where they are to where you are, and they begin crossing
Ah!
towards you.
Well
Fine.
done, Stu!
Well, I mean, that is the way out as well, so we needed that. So let's
Oh, is there
get ready
not
for a
another way
fight. No.
Oh, I did not realize. All right.
So it's a win-win, sort of, or lose-lose. But maybe throw some more of those red bottles when they come hustling about, and then we don't have to really fight them.
Okay, you're gonna throw more of the red vials?
Yes.
You smash into the first one, it just gets again disintegrated in a couple of seconds by these insects.
Bite the dust!
Or become the dust.
So, what do you want
It's
to do
not
now?
a nice ring to that. I suggest, guys, you throw some more of the red bottles at the skeletons, if you're not too busy eating cake.
Don't tell me what to do.
No, I'm going to throw a stripy bottle at one of them.
Okay, what colour stripes?
There's like a cream one and a purple one, if that makes sense.
Okay, roll.
Kind of like dairy milk,
Dairy
like
milk
packaging.
colour. Okay,
Yeah. Packaging colour, obviously.
packaging colour, yes. Natural 20. You throw the purple and white stripy one at the skeletons. It hits the first skeleton. He becomes a massive, about 8 foot tall, kind of like a sort of dog-faced demon. Like, he's about the size of a small house.
Clifford the big, big red demon.
Clifford the big red dog, only purple with several eyes.
This may not have gone to plan.
No, but maybe we could use the red one again.
And I want to keep some of the red one.
We don't know how many they are, so...
I do have 3 in animal handling.
Are you going to try and befriend this gigantic purple dog?
No, I'm going to try and discipline the dog and get it to run away.
Okay,
Go for it.
You start beating the dog with your handbag. The dog starts to whimper and runs away through, knocking other skeletons off the rainbow bridge.
Miss Butterworth, you do have a way of dealing with things that I do admire.
As a part of me kind of hoped it didn't work just to see what happened.
Of course there is.
Mrs. Butterworth goes out on a second appearance.
Eaten
This
by
means-
a purple Clifford instead.
This means that we now have a clear path back to the room, right?
Yes, you do.
Alright, so guys, should we try the next way?
Yes, let's return to the beginning. This has all been a big waste of time.
Yes.
Well, I've got a cake.
I'm gonna pocket a selection of vials,
Yeah,
put them in my bag
Yeah, so
later.
same here.
I've got my flubber vial.
I like the rainbow
I've
one.
got
I'm gonna take one of
A
those.
cake vial and a slice of dense fruit cake.
Okay. You return to the main room. You see these sort of burning green eyes looking down and goes, "Fools! I told you to fetch them." And you see a hand come out from the top and sort of gesture. And from the ceiling, you see some enormous orange flame spiders start climbing down the wall towards you.
Lovely.
Take another left and run, perhaps.
I think this aberration looks a bit skinny. Maybe you should get some cake in you. And I offer him a slice of cake.
Are you offering the sort of dark burning demon at the top some cake?
Yes, he looks a bit skinny.
Let's see what he does when you offer him cake. He starts bellowing angry that you shouldn't be enjoying it. It's for overeating. You shouldn't be eating it.
But it's very
Hello,
nice.
Melissa.
Here, have a bit. There's raisins and currants in it.
Your punishment will be overeating that cake, old woman.
I mean, that doesn't sound like that much of a punishment. Maybe you'd like to share it with me. You look like you haven't eaten in weeks, dear.
They're making you look like fools. Get in there! And he sort of screams at the fire spiders, who are sort of like scuttling really closely towards you now.
Are you sure your mother's feeding you properly?
Are you going to try and feed the spiders cake?
No, I was shouting that after the demon thing.
Alright, okay. You notice that some of the elves and dwarves that are tied to chains around the room look at you with kind of like, the fuck? Eyes.
Well, I would imagine that, yeah.
There's plenty more back there if you want some, everybody.
I'm also looking at Mrs. Butterworth with the same astonishment.
Do I recognize any of the elves and dwarves?
No, they all look like they've been sort of pirates.
Ah, fair enough.
I'm gonna head off to the room that was straight ahead before, but it's to the left now.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna run there.
So you run through this door, and inside there is two enormous skeletons. Both seem to be armed with like halberds, and they seem to be guarding a small locked door.
Are they moving at
yeah.
all?
Nope, they seem to be standing completely still, but when you walk in, they seem to take a defensive stance.
Ah, don't think we'll be able to go through that way.
Maybe we could use some red powder on them?
At the same time?
Yeah, I think so. It'd be nice.
Okay,
Alright, then.
throw your vials. Natural 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You throw the vial, but for some reason you manage to trip and drop it at your own feet. Does it
I got-
do anything to you? The insects all crawl around you and crawl up your legs. They don't seem to be biting you. They seem to be trying to find bone.
Ah!
Close
Well?
your mouth.
Frankie's vial hits, right?
Frankie's vial hits, yes. So one of the
Yes.
skeletons crumbles to the ground. Someone seems sort of turned to look at it as in confused why suddenly the other one has disappeared.
Yes. And I will run and hug the other one then, with my bugs on me.
Okay, roll. You try and run and hug, you get close, and it swings its halberd. It doesn't hit you, but it stops you being able to hug it. The insects on you have now reached your chest and are still climbing upwards.
Oh, come on, skeleton. I just want a hug. Don't be that way.
So what is the Professor and Mrs. Butterworth doing?
I wish to admonish the skeleton for pointing such a dangerous item at another person.
Okay, so what are you going to do? Just
You
yell at him?
got you could hurt that little boy. That young lad. Or lass, I can't remember.
Put your glasses on, woman, for fuck's sake.
Right, roll to see
He
how
already
your-
has her glasses on.
roll to
Those
see
are
how
her
your-
reading glasses.
Roll to see how your thing gets on.
That's
The
what
skeleton
she said.
does not move.
Can I wave my rolling pin for effect?
You can, yes. Roll. Yep. When she starts waving her rolling pin, the skeleton seems notably disturbed and starts to back away.
Hug it, Stu! Hug it!
Come on, give me a big hug. Don't be afraid.
Roll to try and hug the skeleton again. Yep, you roll and hug the skeleton. You feel the insects leaving you and start climbing on top of it. And it begins to slowly start melting into the ground.
Ah, the love.
I wonder what would have happened if they had reached your teeth.
Well, I think Mrs. Butterworth would have a good sound for that.
It would be a very wet.
These aren't real teeth. And I pull them out to show everyone. False teeth.
I said this image
They're
that you
made
have
of
these teeth,
ceramic.
and on the top they've got property of someone else on them.
And I put them back in.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright, so the flame skeletons are slowly coming through the doorway behind you. What do you want to do?
can we close the door, perhaps, for now?
You can't close that door, but you can try and see if the door in front of you is open.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. You go and shut the door. The door seems locked. It seems like a very heavy door. Like it looks like it must have something of value on the other side of it.
Anything else in this room?
Just the two disintegrated piles of skeletons and the flame spiders making their way towards you.
Alright.
I'm trying to unlock the door with my.
You try and pick the lock. The lock is a very strange construction. It's not something that you have seen before.
This is odd.
Alright. I'm going to try to smash my rainbow vial into the lock.
Okay. Roll.
We will have a bridge from the floor to the lock.
You smash the rainbow vial into the lock. A massive rainbow bridge sort of shoots out from the lock, slicing the door in twain, shoving all of you back into the main room with the spiders.
But the door is now
Nice
open,
one,
right?
Stu!
So the door has now been splintered open by this rainbow bridge, but you are
Yes.
now all back in the original room. You'd have to run along the bridge to get back to where you were.
Yes. Perfect. You always can use a rainbow bridge, guys. It's, yeah. I don't know why Stu has turned into a hippie lately, but for some reason, you know.
Just stealing all of Archer's arrows and handing them flowers instead.
Yes.
Okay, so what are you doing now?
I will old lady shuffle across the bridge.
Yes.
Yeah,
I will follow. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll go across the bridge.
Chasing after.
Okay, so
And we all hear the sound of Dr. Snuggles sort of in the somewhere from some strange way. You can hear Dr. Snuggles' song coming out.
Matilda. Anyway, yes. Yep, he can be jumping around on his duck umbrella somewhere else. So, you get across the bridge, you look at the door. The door seems to be a treasure room full of loot. At this point, you hear the sound of spiders, and you turn around, and there is literally about 100 fire spiders almost on you. What do you do?
I'm gonna pull out a random vial from my pack.
Okay, what's it look like?
It is. It looks like the barber. You know, the barber shop.
Oh, so it's red and white, okay. Right, what are you doing with it? Are you throwing it? Are you...
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and throw it into the middle of them.
Okay. You throw it into the middle of them. It seems to burst, and this massive, like, helter-skelter slide starts spinning upwards from it. Starts spinning up through the ceiling and down through the floor.
Oh, right. What kind of place is this?
How large is the doorway?
Not very, considering half of it's taken up by a rainbow bridge now.
Okay. Before you said the cake manifested was about 8 stories tall. How big is the
Eight
cake
tiers
in
tall.
reference to the door frame? Ah,
a tier stall.
It's just a big
I thought you
cake.
said
It's not
stall.
like a house-sized cake.
I thought maybe I could plug the doorway with cake.
I'm sure you could if you wanted.
But I misheard. I thought you said 8 stories of cake.
8 stories of cake would be a lot of cake.
Well, I think, guys, there is perhaps the way that we could try to run back to the big vat or the big cauldron with water in it to sort of turn out the spiders.
Sounds like a good plan, but we're kind of stuck.
Well, I mean, we could probably use the
Thinking
bridge
of-
over them still. I'm not sure, but
You're currently standing outside the treasure room as these spiders are coming towards you, and you've got this massive like slide in front of you that's like continually spinning like a giant screw. It's currently stopping the spiders from getting near you. That's at least a plus.
all right. Okay, so let's see what we can find in the treasure room first then.
Okay. You walk into the treasure room. There are several chests lying all around. There is, however, several packs of powder, like white powder at the back table.
Cocaine!
I'm going to try to take one of the powder packs and sort of pour it on me. See what happens.
Pour it over you.
Yeah.
Okay, roll. Basically, your pupils become very small and you find yourself getting hyper.
Now we're talking, guys.
Oh, it is. This is actually cocaine.
I'm gonna let's get the spiders. Come on. I can feel. Come on.
Stu.
Yes. What?
Just why don't you just stand over there and wait, fish, and twitch to yourself.
Wait, yeah.
Frankie's just gonna go over here and pocket some of this for later.
It's like proper kilo blocks, so yeah, there's fucking loads of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a
For
party.
medicinal use only.
Well, have we walked in onto some sort of demonic cocaine racket?
Looks
Looks
like
like
it.
Yeah.
Just so we're all on the same page.
So, yeah, I'm gonna go check one of the chests real quick. Like, real quick.
Roll to open the chest, see what happens.
This better not be a fucking mimic. I'm gonna kill it. Kill it.
You open the chest. Inside there seems to be more of the same bricks, really, but they seem to be very tightly packed.
Ah, that's a disappointment. Fucking, yeah, can't use this. Yeah, maybe sell it on the black market. Yeah, make lots of money. Yeah. Maybe you guys want to check out some other chests. Yeah, really quickly.
No, I'm fine.
Frankie's just gonna give him a thumbs up.
Sure.
But once I agree with you, Mr. Sinister.
Professor. There's one joke and we keep doing it.
I know. I love it.
Maybe you could use this flour to, and bake a cake or something, Mrs. Butterworth. Yeah, you can bake.
This doesn't seem like any flower I've ever seen.
No, it's a very medicinal flower. Very potent, my dear.
It's very, very good for the energy. Won't be tired, at least for a week. Nope.
I think my days of having lots of energy are behind me. But thank you.
You will feel like 15 again with this flour. Just go for it. Yep.
I too enjoy a good afternoon nap, and I would not want that interrupted by some kind of otherworldly energy source.
It can make for a very enjoyable evening. I'm afraid it has rather ingested a little too much.
Yes. Well, and at this point, Stu is going to go hyper enough to just go to that red-white slide and try it out, just because it looks really, really fun.
Okay, roll. Natural 20. Stu runs and jumps in the slide and starts spinning upwards rather than down.
He really does have a lot of energy.
Oh my goodness.
So, as Stu spins off to the upstairs, what are the rest of you doing?
Should we join?
It's either the slide or the spider.
I suppose the slide seems the best option.
Given the options, I am inclined to agree.
Okay, so you climb onto the slide. Again, you start spinning upwards at ridiculous speeds. All of you that aren't Stu begin to feel sick as you get to the top. And as the three of you arrive at the top, you find Stu sitting on the floor counting what looks like grains of sand.
1,000,002, 1,000,003, 1 minute, 4, 1. Oh, here you are. Finally. Where have you been? I've been waiting for ages. Come on.
Oh dear. She's not going to be livable for a long time.
Perhaps it's for the best if we leave her here. She seems to be enjoying herself.
No.
So what does the room look like that we're in now?
The room you're in like now, it's kind of pink in colour. It's like a sort of massive hallway room. At the other end of the room, you notice is a sort of unnatural darkness, and just the other side of it, you can see the balcony.
What is the view from the balcony?
It looks like the room you were in before. You wanted to walk up to it through the darkness?
I mean, I don't see very well at the best of times, so I don't think the darkness is going to make too much of a difference. So yes.
I think you're right. Yeah, I have a strange feeling that this sort of demon that we haven't seen might not be there. It might be a little gnome or something. Yes, let's go. Come on.
Like, you mean this is the Wizard of Oz? Is that what you suggest? It's literally the Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Nobody sees the demon. Not no way, not no how.
Dear.
You walk back through towards the darkness. You notice through the darkness there seems to be a hidden door.
Ooh.
Are we able to open it?
Mm-hmm. You open the door, and inside you see two small goblins seeming to sort of pump what looks like 2 jets of green flame. And you see a third fat goblin sitting, sort of lounging on a throne, going, "I command you, spiders."
Oh, you dare.
Well, look at what we have here.
We had no idea of this.
Look, fellas, I respect the grift, but you've messed with the wrong mofos today.
Oh no. I was gonna toss a vial, but then I remembered it only works in bone.
Can I walk up to the fat goblin and drag him from his chair by the ear?
Yes, you can. He squeaks really loudly as you grab him by the ear.
You know it doesn't do to impersonate other people.
No, put me down. Don't make me wake him.
You have to be disciplined. And I will proceed to discipline him with my rolling pin.
You're going to crack him in the head with a rolling pin.
A little bit.
Okay, roll.
This is but what street justice.
It worked for my parents, and it worked for my children, and it'll work for this goblin.
You smack him round the head with the rolling pin. He squeaks really loud and says, No, don't make me wake him.
Tell us everything then. What is it you're doing here?
We're only cover while he sleeps.
Cover who?
Fuck you.
Language.
That was a strange
And the
name.
rolling pin goes down again.
You crack him in the head. He looks obviously dazed.
I will not have that language in my presence.
You can ask him anything else.
Yes, don't swear.
Who is sleeping?
Fuck you.
Is that his
that his
name?
name?
Yes. It was one more swings again.
What is he?
The goblin, she just stops just before it hits the goblin and says, "Now that's a warning."
What's the warning? Sorry.
You swung and stopped literally millimeters from his face.
Oh, that was me. I thought you said the goblin said that.
No, the goblin braced himself just to be hit again, and you just stopped just to taunt him. He's in that room there. And the goblin sort of waverly points to a like curtain-covered door behind where you are.
Well, you guys better run off there really quickly. Otherwise, Mrs. Butterworth here will probably, bash your heads in with her rolling pin.
Maybe we should just kill him in his sleep. Less problems that way.
That's what I thought as well. But, I mean, we could just release the goblins,
It's not very polite, though.
What, to kill him as he sleeps?
Yeah.
Well, he's a demon, probably. But we should probably go see who this is.
Yes, but I wouldn't leave the goblins to just let go. You know it.
I'll keep an eye on the goblins, don't you worry.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Come on,
Yes. Let's do
Check
it.
out this-
Go. Check out the demon. Yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Let's do it. Come on.
You pull the curtain back, and behind is a small door. You open the door. In the next chamber is a massive bedroom. And on the massive bed is a gigantic red demon snoring loudly.
Ooh.
Beside the bed, there's an enormous, like, executioner's axe.
So what do you say, Frankie? Frankie, should we just chop his head off at once and just be done with it? No.
Well,
What, just knock the axe over and make it look like an accident?
An accident, you say?
Accident, yeah. Love that one, yeah. Today's pun sponsored by Mrs. Butterworth. Yes.
I didn't intend the pun.
It was pun intentional. Yes.
Oh dear.
I think maybe look around first. Is anything... And then chop it.
Yeah. Good idea. Good
Alright.
idea. Yeah.
Okay, so Stu
Can we
is
see
running
anything?
around inside as this massive demon is snoring away.
Oh god.
Still.
Could be...
No.
I'm looking for something of interest.
Stop.
I can find
Get your fucking sword over here. Chop his head off. I changed my mind.
Okay, finally, yes. Chop, chop.
Okay, roll
I don't have a
to
sword.
see what you can do. You chop down on the demon's throat, it just bounces off the demon's throat. And you hear him sort of going in his sleep. as
Even
if
with my
giggling
demon
at you
sword?
doing it. Yep, even with the demon
Hello.
sword, it's just bouncing off him.
All right. I'll go with my blessed sword then. My holy sword.
Okay, roll.
Yeah, thanks.
You're seeing 4 of them and you miss somehow.
Ah, it's all this baking powder. Oh my god. Yeah, can't see straight. Frankie, you go ahead. Look through the room quickly. See if you can find something interesting. Maybe.
Alright.
I'll remove his axe for now.
You don't find that much interesting. You do see a massive, and it's emitting a very strong demonology, locket by the bed.
Ooh, can I open them?
Inside there seems to be a picture of 2 men.
Is one of them the demon?
Nope.
Or no, are they people that we know?
Nope. Roll me awareness to see if you recognize either of them. One of them you vaguely remember as the half-dressed man that opened the portal for you to get in here.
Wait a minute. Wasn't he the one that opened the door in the first place?
Looks like him. Yeah.
Fucker. I'm
So,
supposed to come here.
Yeah. Look for anything else. Otherwise, maybe we should just, take the locket and sort of check further on.
Alright.
I could try to chop the demon again with my holy sword if you want to, but yeah.
Yep.
I was going to say I could try and burn him alive in his bed, but might be a too extreme and we risk waking him up.
Yeah, exactly. I might wake him up as well, but here goes holy sword number 2. 1, 2, 3. Hop, jump.
Yep. You slice cleanly through his neck. He just... black blood just oozes out and you hear a fizzing sound as the bed begins to, like, melt and catch fire from the demon.
Oh god, he had a waterbed.
Frankie just claps.
Well done, Stu. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah.
Right, let's steal all his stuff now.
Yes, I have already taken his axe.
Okay.
I'd get that checked out first. Like, I'm going to get locket checked out.
The axe is literally the size of, like, a telegraph pole with a blade on the end. It's enormous.
All right, I'm not taking his axe then.
Well,
I feel like stronger like a horse, but yeah.
Could you not shorten it at all, or?
You
Well,
can
I mean,
shorten it if you want.
it's a pole.
The blade's
it's
about
a pole, but-
half the length of the pole.
Yeah,
You just have a very nice big.
You could make a coffee table out of it.
I'll
It would
shorten it and
be
we'll
very
we'll-
nice.
We'll see what we can do with it later on. Yeah,
Okay, so what
I'll
are you
just
doing?
write half executioner's axe here. Yeah.
I just have this image of like Lenida as like a little dog with like this giant like stick in his mouth and he's trying to get it through the door and he can't.
He's like dragging it behind
That's
him.
all I've
like,
got.
He's got like a tree trunk over his shoulder and he's running forward with it and you just see this like
Yep.
kind of like a rudder behind him as this axe just wobbling.
Trying to carefully not cleave anyone behind him.
Yep.
So, anything else other interest in this room?
Nope, nothing
grab-
else.
No.
There's just 3 goblins that were left with Mrs. Butterworth. Is anything happening with them?
They're all corpses now.
They're all corpses.
That's alright, we didn't want any loose
On
ends.
one of the goblins, you find a massive set of keys.
I found these keys while questioning the goblins.
Hooray!
you
we
seem
can
to be
set free
questioning
these
well.
cold buggers.
Yes, let's free them all. Or maybe see where the other doors lead, because I don't know how to get down.
Okay.
If we sit on the slide backwards, will we go down?
You can try if you want.
Maybe check out the upper floor first.
Danger style.
Yeah. There were some other rooms, I think.
You look in the only other room that's up there, you find a massive demonic tome and another sort of medallion locket.
I will take
What's
the
in
medallion
the-
locket.
It
What's
seems
in
to
it?
be a sort of limeish green colour, and it seems to emit a sort of... It seems to sort of sizzle with power, and as you hold it up, point it to a wall, it begins to start channeling a portal towards it.
Do I have any way of measuring radiation?
No.
Maybe we should just use that portal to get back, guys. You know, I'm thinking maybe that the power is starting to wear off now. I'm not sure, but...
No. No, how much you
Okay,
put on?
for
No.
fuck's sake. God damn it. Yes, let's take the portal back. Let's leave this place. Or do you want to
Yes,
go
let's
save them?
leave all these citizens just hanging there.
Now they're long dead.
Well, they're pirates. There's demons, for fuck's sake, and spiders. No, shit.
Yes, but
Go.
nobody really deserves to be chained up. They've been prisoners long enough. I'm sure they've learned their lesson too. I doubt they'll be doing
Yes.
anything.
Well, I think they deserve a good hiding. I think they've
Think they-
probably had that by now. So
Yes, I think so.
Well, there's...
Maybe some cake for them, Mrs. Butterworth.
Well,
We'll get them
No.
out. And...
no, that's
and there
fine.
is there is this other room as well. We haven't checked out yet. And now the big demon's way. Maybe the spiders won't... Yeah, maybe they will just stand there and don't be as buggery as before. Yeah.
Can I go to where the body of the goblins are and say down the microphone, like, yes, everything's good. Go back to bed,
All you
everybody.
hear in the distance is,
Everything's good.
Everything's good.
What?
Go back to bed.
Go back to bed.
and you
Sweet
hear...
dreams.
Sweet dreams.
No, I'm done.
You look over the balcony and you see the spiders climbing back up the walls. What are you going to do now?
Are they coming up towards us? Yeah.
They're just sort of passing you and going up to what seems to be the sort of rafters of the chamber.
Spider bed.
Oh, so they're not bothered by us at all then?
Well, guys, I will use another, like a bridge from the balcony down. We can use that instead of trying out that weird sort of spinny thing because, I don't want you guys throwing up anymore. You don't seem to be up for it, so yeah.
Okay.
Let's
you
go.
Use your
Rainbow
final
Bridge.
rainbow bridge to get a sort of slide down from the balcony to the floor.
Yeah.
So, you're now all back to the lower floor. Are you going to do anything, or are you just going to use the portal thing to get home?
Check out the other room. We have one room left, like one archway.
Okay.
The
we have
part
any-
of me really wants to throw the keys just in the middle of the floor in plain view of all of like the people chained up, and then leave.
You fucking saw.
You heartless
It's
bitch.
the true villain.
Let's free the prisoners and then check the archway. Come on.
Okay.
Or maybe do it the other way around because we don't
we
know
have-
if the prisoners are like insane or something.
Do we have a bag of holding?
Technically, you
Are we
think
going to
you
get
do,
a
yes.
halfling bag again?
I think you have a small bag of holding, if I remember right. Why are you taking all the cocaine?
I've taken, well, maybe not all the cocaine, but at least all the treasure and some of the treasure.
Frankie's got a big night plan.
Yes. Sounds like a party. I'm up for it. Come on. Yes. Ah,
No, no more for you.
what? What do you mean?
You've had enough.
What do
A
you mean?
whole kilo
I don't
poured
get
over
it.
yourself.
You've
We
had
need
far
to
too
check you
much.
into rehab, Stoonin. You've clearly got a problem.
We need to get you on a drip so it can come out clear your system. You've had far too much at far too dangerous a level.
This
Not
whole
mine.
thing was an intervention.
It's not my fault that you're a bunch of slowpokes. Come on. Move it.
I could
Push it
move
up.
quickly
Come
if I
on,
wanted to. I just don't want to.
Oh, you couldn't.
It hurts the image
had
to not
a-
glide everywhere.
Still, if you raise your head too much too quickly, you might hurt yourself. And I'm not dragging your ass out of here.
Plus, I can't keep up with these hips.
What are you saying about my hips? There's nothing wrong with my hips.
No, I'm sure yours are fine, but mine aren't.
Well, you should try this powder. It's really good for hips. I promise you.
No!
It's lovely.
Mrs.
Let's go through the archway.
Butterworth
Come on. Come on. Archway time.
You name it.
So, yeah, Stu is just gonna speed up away through the last archway, see what's there.
Okay.
So, portal away then.
Through the last archway is a small area that would be used for bringing trades in and discussing what trades are. There's a massive tome lying open, which looks like it has a list of things that were traded for whatever they're worth. And at the top of it, it seems to have names of people who are in debt and what they need to pay.
Oh, I'm taking that and I'm destroying that.
Okay.
Is the Mickey gun there? Or what his name was? I remember.
Joe Bloggs, your debt clear.
Want to look around for the petty cash.
There seems to be another couple of chests in here. They all seem to be full of gold, random items, and there's one of them that for some reason is full of mushrooms.
Ooh, mushrooms.
Dear.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I'm gonna, pocket some mushrooms.
I
I'm
honestly
gonna-
feel we've just robbed a drug den.
I want to take the gold because Whispers ran off with our gold.
Yeah.
Well, she ran off with some of our gold, not a lot of it.
1,500, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, something
Yes,
stupid
but
like
we've
that.
got lots. Yes, but we've got our golem and a other stuff. We know.
We still have our golems, yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the random items? Anything of use?
Not really much. They mostly just seem to be like gemmed scepters and stuff like that. Just sort of average, like, overblown, expensive items.
Would
Are
one of
there
them
any
work as
staff?
a walking stick?
Yes, you can have a gemmed scepter as a walking stick if you want.
I've been looking for a new one of these.
Are there
Is
any
there,
weapons?
Not really, no.
No.
Is there like sort of a brooch or something you could use like for your hair?
Most of it just seems to be random gold and silver in the chest. So you can take a chest full of gold and silver if you want.
Yeah.
Well, of course
I
we're
will.
gonna do that. Yeah.
I'll try and put as much as I can in the bag of holding.
Yeah, exactly.
Fill the bag of holding with gems and mushrooms.
Yes.
Maybe not so much mushrooms.
I'm gonna go with mushrooms. Yeah, mushrooms, good. Yeah, that might be fun. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I have a funny
Mrs.
feeling we're going to...
Butterworth,
Yes.
can you make a mushroom cake, perhaps, with some baking powder and some mushrooms?
I
That
mean,
would be lovely.
could. It wouldn't be very nice, but I could.
Yeah. Ooh, looking forward to that. Yes.
Traditionally,
Yeah.
mushrooms are more used in stews. Stew?
Yeah, well, Stu is not here, so it's yeah.
Who's here then? If not stew.
It's Stu. It's Stu. Yeah, it's not Stu.
That's what I said, stew.
Don't get semantic with me, old lady. Let's go. Come on.
Don't you get snippy with me or you'll feel the back of my rolling pin.
It's round. There is no back of your rolling pin.
The showdown is getting closer and closer.
So, what do you guys say? Let's free the prisoners and then get out of here.
What was that roll for,
I
Barry?
say roll D20 for the back of the rolling pin, but I press control and one
You
of the
swung
channel.
at Stu. You weren't even close because Stu is moving at the speed of light at the moment.
Yes, well, that was a warning shot.
Yes. Be careful with your hips, old lady. Come on. Let's go free the prisoners and then get out of here.
You free the 20, 30 or so pirates that seem to be there. All of them look like they've been badly tortured. They ask you if you've been sent by the pirate captain.
Well,
No, we've been trying to find him.
We're trying to find him. Yeah. Do you know where he is?
They just look at you blankly and just kind of go, nope.
That's too bad.
All of them tell you that they've got a debt with him because he sold them out.
Oh.
Well, you don't anymore. We've wiped.
Yeah, we wiped it up, so you don't have to be afraid of that anymore. But let us know if you find your captain before we do, because we need to find him as well.
They all say that if they find him first, he'll be a dead man.
Yeah, please don't kill him before we need some information from him. I mean, you can repay your debt for us freeing you with not killing him before we get to him. You know.
Well, how about if we agree that we find him, ask him questions, and then one of these strapping young men will kill him for you?
All of them sort of grumble that he's the reason that they're there.
Well, I mean, now you're not here anymore. If we haven't come along, you would have been stuck here. So you owe us a big deal, sort of your lives. You know, kind of a big debt. Yeah.
What did he sell you for?
He apparently sold them in exchange for his life or a bigger ship. They're not sure which.
Well, how big was his old ship? Because then at least we know how big a ship not to look for, if that makes sense.
It was a medium-sized ship that they had before, and apparently he's now got an even larger ship, so he can smuggle more.
Smuggle more?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
smuggle.
He's a hugger. Yeah, like me.
He
like
can
me.
smuggle more
Hugger.
as well. That's not a problem. But yeah.
Like I said, Mr. Sinister, it's never too late for love.
You're so keen on him, Mrs. Butterworth, aren't you? So keen.
No, not really.
But what
Are you
else
entirely
options
sure?
do you have at my age?
Yes, you take what you can get.
Right, so take it you're going to use
I open the
medallion.
portal. Yeah.
You use the medallion and you find yourself back in Derrick Hall.
It seems time has run out for this week at least. Join us again next week for more of this tale. These bards' tales were originally told to us around a campfire in a long-forgotten land as Descent, Journeys Through the Dark. They were adapted for this podcast by Nikolai Popsky. All music was written and performed by Daniel Boström. The cast of Plummet are Nikolai, Daniel, Bellery, Amy, AJ, John, Squid, and Ash, with additional content by Dragon. If you would like your own high fantasy dice, then journey to dndice.co.uk and use our name Penance RPG at the checkout for a 5% discount of your order. For what is a hero without shiny loot? As for us, we are but meager bards. If you would care to support our tales, you can buy us a grog or two, or Ko-Fi, as it is known in your parts, at ko-fi.com/penancerpg. If you would like to support us in future efforts, we have a Patreon at patreon.com/penancerpg. Farewell and good night, dear listeners, and remember that time will turn again soon. It's only a game, isn't it?
Father Gascoigne, I feel like this is a poorly thought out question for the demographic that we are.
Your mic is so fucking loud at the moment. Let me just fix that.
That's because I'm pretty much chewing on it. Om nom nom. Can you hear my teeth?
Yes.
You know, before the end of the year, I am going to release all the random shite that I still have in my active folder that's just
You have to
basically
do that on
randoms.
like. That needs
That
to go
would
in
be
like Halloween time. Is like rattly bone sounds.
It's okay.
Oh, Frollo. That guy.
Was it?
Is that his name?
I don't know. Frollo. No shit, Frollo's the guy from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you said Rolo, and I was thinking Vikings.
King
Go for some
Rollo.
Rolos about now.
YOLO.
Yeah,
Oh, King Rollo.
Rolo.
The forbidden romance between Mrs. Butterworth and Mr. Sinister. Soon I'll be Mrs. Buttersworth Sinister.
Oh, bye, a wedding.
Ooh.
I love a wedding.
And we come.
It's never too late for love. Don't you know there's a lot of STDs caught in old folks' home?
There is, yes.
I did hear that.
So my problem with that is it implies at least one of us is completely and utterly valuing.
Just one of you.
Yeah, wait. At least one of us, I said. Which of us is full of diseases? That's for you to find out.
For him to find out.
Put your answers on a postcard and send it to.
Send it to your local NHS.
One for the listeners.
So, Belry, give me something to end on.
What, like at the end of QR, or just what tells a story?
Just something to end on.
One's like, I'm going to Google anecdotes.
Okay.
This one time at band camp.
No, don't go there.
At baking
Barry's
camp.
probably a bit young for that one.
Yeah. We could use a rolling pin instead of a flute, but yeah.
One time
Oh,
at baking camp.
Yes.
God. All right.